Hey guys, I'm Brandy Bridges, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the effectiveness of functional communication training and a little bit about what FCT is and how it's used to decrease challenging behavior. All right, so functional communication training, or also known as FCT, is an intervention designed to replace maladaptive behaviors with appropriate communication responses. It was first introduced by Carr and Duran in 1985, and FCT operates on the principle that many problematic behaviors serve a communicative purpose. So, for example, a child might hit or scream to escape a difficult task or to gain attention. Through the FBA, or a functional behavior assessment, we identify the specific function of the problem behavior and we teach a replacement behavior that meets the same need but in a socially acceptable way. So FCT is not only about reducing the problem behaviors, but also about empowering the individuals with functional communication skills that they need to enhance the quality of their life. So FCT has been extensively studied and is proven to be highly effective for individuals with developmental disabilities, including autism and intellectual disabilities. What sets FCT apart is its flexibility. It can be adapted to suit the unique needs of each individual. Communication methods can include verbal requests, sign language, or the use of assistive technology like AAC devices or PEX boards. By tailoring interventions to the individual, FCT ensures that communication becomes more functional and meaningful. Research has shown that FCT not only reduces challenging behaviors, but it also improves an individual's ability to engage in within their environment. However, one challenge lies in generalizing and maintaining these outcomes across different settings over time. So, Gaminghami and colleagues, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, in 2020 emphasized the importance of strategies that promote the durability and transferability of FCT outcomes. Without these strategies, individuals may struggle to apply their new communication skills in natural settings where support might be limited. So, how we use FCT in the field, we use it to tailor interventions to meet the individual needs, training caregivers and educators, telehealth applications, utilizing reinforcement schedules, addressing language diversity, implementing demand fading, strategies to prevent resurgence, and supporting sustainability. And I'm going to go over each one of these as well. FCT is highly individualized, as I mentioned before. Every intervention begins with a functional behavior assessment, or FBA, which helps identify the communicative function of the maladaptive behavior. So, for example, if a child frequently exhibits tantrums to avoid tasks, the intervention may involve teaching them to request breaks using a specific gesture or communication device. By addressing the root cause of the behavior and aligning the intervention with the individual's strengths and preferences, whether it be verbal, sign language, PEX board, or AAC devices, FCT provides personalized solutions that are both functional and effective for that learner. The involvement of caregivers and educators is very critical to the success of FCT. Caregivers are often the ones implementing the strategies outside of the structured environments. So their training ensures that progress is consistent across home and the community settings. Educators, on the other hand, also play a crucial role in integrating FCT, but in the classroom routines. So, for example, teachers might encourage a student to use a communication card to request help instead of engaging in the disruptive behaviors. By equipping caregivers and educators with these skills, we enhance the sustainability and generalization of FCT outcomes. So, telehealth has become a very innovative way to deliver FCT, especially for families that are in remote or underserved areas. Lindgren and colleagues in 2020 demonstrated the effectiveness of telehealth based FCT, where parents were coached to implement strategies at home, leading to a 98% reduction of their child's maladaptive behaviors. Telehealth allows real time feedback and monitoring, making it an accessible option for families who might otherwise lack access to behavior analytics services. However, telehealth also presents challenges such as ensuring adherence to protocols and maintaining progress in less controlled environments. Reinforcement schedules are a cornerstone of FCT. These schedules determine when and how reinforcers are delivered to encourage the desired communication behavior. For instance, Giro and colleagues in 2019 found that demand fading combined with dense reinforcement schedules maintained reductions in problem behaviors while promoting task completion. Over the time, reinforcement is gradually faded, teaching individuals to maintain communication behaviors independently without prompts. The key is to ensure that the reinforcement schedule remains consistent enough to prevent a resurgence of problem behaviors. One of the unique strengths of FCT is its adaptability to different cultural and linguistic context. Excuse me. Banerjee and colleagues in 2021, they explored how dual language FCT could benefit bilingual learners by training communication responses in both Spanish and English. The intervention reduced problem behaviors and improved communication in both languages, demonstrating the importance of culturally responsive practices. By aligning FCT with family language preferences, behavior analysts can ensure that interventions are effective and meaningful for diverse populations. Demand fading is a technique used during FCT to gradually increase task demands while minimizing the maladaptive behavior. For instance, an individual who struggles with lengthy tasks may initially be allowed frequent breaks, with the duration of task engagement slowly increased over time. Thoreau and colleagues in 2019 also demonstrated that demand fading not only reduces problem behaviors, but also helps individuals build a tolerance for challenging situations. This gradual approach ensures that the individual's communication skills are maintained even as the demands are increased. Reinforcement thinning is a process in FCT where frequency of reinforcers is gradually reduced. However, this process can sometimes lead to resurgence, which is the reappearance of the problem behaviors. Muething and colleagues in 2020 found that resurgence occurred in over 40% of thinning steps, with problem behaviors increasing by sevenfold on average. To prevent resurgence, interventions should include strategies like gradually thinning reinforcers and embedding alternative responses to ensure that progress is sustained. Caregiver training is vital for the long-term success of FCT. Behavior analysts work closely with caregivers to ensure that they have the tools and the confidence to implement FCT strategies independently. Automated tools like mobile apps, they provide additional support by offering real-time feedback and reminders. Lindgren and colleagues in 2020 emphasized the importance of caregiver independence, particularly in telehealth-based FCT interventions. Empowering caregivers not only reduces the need for professional oversight, but also promotes the sustainability of treatment gains. Practical and ethical considerations are central to the implementation of FCT. Practically, interventions need to be accessible and feasible for families, including those from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds. Ethically, it is essential to ensure that families provide informed consent and understand the purpose of the intervention. Behavior analysts must avoid coercion, instead promoting autonomy and empowering individuals to communicate effectively in ways that are meaningful to them. And ideas for future research. So, future research in FCT should focus on improving the generalization and the maintenance of treatment outcomes. Strategies to minimize resurgence during reinforcement thinning, as explored by Mulvey and colleagues in 2020, are critical. Additionally, tools like mobile apps can support caregivers in sustaining interventions over time. Expanding FCT to broader populations and naturalistic settings will also help ensure that this evidence-based intervention it remains accessible and effective for all. And those are my references. Thank you.